Security Nerd here, back with another video. Today, we will be learning how to make a basic motor chassis for your FLL robot. Have you ever wanted to build a basic FLL robot, or even a complicated one, and never knew where to start? Well, this can be the video for you. Let's get started. So for starters, before we get into any building, what is a chassis? Well, essentially a chassis is a mainframe or base, for, in this case, a robot. These can include your two large motors, your medium motor, and your brick, and the frame that surrounds it. This is your main frame and base for what you will put on your robot. The walls, other sensors, and other reinforcements can be put on later, but your chassis is your base and main frame for your robot. Next, let's look at what you need to build this chassis. First, you will need 12 of these black pins. Then you will need 4 of these red pins that you can push in. Then you will need 1 of these frames that look like an H, a frame that looks like an O, 2 large motors, and 2 11-hole long beams. Now with all this talking and introduction out of the way, let's get started building this robot. First, you will want to take one of your large motors and your O frame. You'll want to hold them together like this and make sure that the holes right here are aligned so you can see through. Then you want to take a red pin and push it through. Like that. That makes a stable connection to the O-frame, and it allows for axle holes right here, just in case you ever needed to connect to them. Now, you will want to take this H-frame and place it right here, like so. So it is aligned with these 2 holes. Then, take 2 of these black pins and place them right here. Then, find the holes where you aligned them to, and push it back in. This also makes a stable connection to the axle hole in the large motor, meaning that if you have an axle to support, this H-frame will do the job. Then, insert pins into this hole and into this one. After that, you can place on the motor. Now, you can put on this red pin and this one. This is already a very stable chassis, as you can see. But to make it even stronger and to allow for more pin capabilities, we're going to put pins into the backs of the motors, into these positions as shown. Then, you will take one of your 11-hole beams and place them like this. Do the same for the other side. Now you have your complete and very strong chassis. Now let's get into why I think this chassis should be the basic chassis for all FLL robots. The reason I love this chassis and would recommend it for almost any kind of FLL robot is because of how versatile and easy and compatible it is. It can be mounted onto a robot vertical, flip side with the tall wheels, or just flat like many robots. It can be used in so many different ways and has so many different connection ports on all sides. It is very strong and can't be torn apart unless you know exactly how to take it apart. It can be implemented into so many different robots, and I would definitely recommend this for anyone from a beginner to advanced robot engineer. Another reason I love this chassis is because it's so easy to modify. Sometimes I don't like this H-frame in the bottom because it gets in the way. I will just take it out by disassembling and reassembling the motor chassis. It's very easy to do, and you can do it in under 2 minutes with very easy steps. Next, I also love it because of how easy it is to modify. As you can see, there's so many ports on the side. So if I wanted to reinforce the axle even more, I could just put a beam here. It's so easy to connect to robots and has uses in so many different purposes and excels in almost every single one. That is why I think this is the best basic motor chassis for your FLL robot. I hope you enjoyed this week's video. If you did, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to let me know. Also, be sure to check out my website, which I will post a link in the description for. It has tips and tricks, Coming soon, instructions to robots, and much more. It will be constantly updated, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you for watching this week's video, and I will see you next week with another one. Bye! As you can see, after a few tweaks to this base chassis, I've created a moving FLL robot, which you could add to stuff up here and up here to create a better FLL robot that will help you succeed in a year's mission. I haven't spent much time building this robot, and as you can see, I've already made a moving robot. There are many ways you can mount a brick and other sensors and motors onto a chassis, and this is probably one of the most versatile out there. I hope you stay tuned so I can show you how to make a medium motor chassis and how to mount a brick on this in so many different ways.